Welcome everyone in lecture number 18 of unit 5, and in this lecture we will study recursive and recursive enumerable language. So far, as per the Chomsky hierarchy, we know that some languages are regular languages and for which there is a finite automata, and some languages are context free languages for which we have a machine that accept context free language is push down automata. Then there are some languages known as context sensitive languages for which we have a linear bound automata, and the language for which we can design a Turing machine are known as recursive and recursive enumerable languages. And there is a relationship between these languages, and the relationship is that if a language is regular, then it is context free, and it is also context sensitive, and it is also a recursive and recursive enumerable language. It means that if for a language, if we can design a FA, we can design a PDA, we can design a LB, and we can design a Turing machine. But vice versa is not true. If language is context free, it doesn't mean it is always regular. But a language is regular, it means it is always a context free. So recursive and recursive enumerable languages are the languages of Turing machine. And there are some languages for which we cannot design a Turing machine. Those languages are known as non-recursive enumerable languages. For which there is no Turing machine. For languages for which we cannot design Turing machine are non-recursive enumerable languages. Now let's look what are recursive languages and what are recursive enumerable languages. What are the differences between recursive and recursive enumerable languages? And for both we have a Turing machine. So to understand it, let's take an example. So here we have an example. We have two Turing machine. One is say TM1 and other one is say TM2. And look carefully, both look similar, but there is a difference. Here from Q0 to Q0 we have two transitions. One is by reading B, we leave it unchanged and move to right, and another is by reading blank, we leave it blank and move to right. And it is AAR, it is AAR, it is BVR, it is blank blank R. It is almost similar. Only difference is that there is one transition at Q0, that is for B, and there is no transition for blank at Q0. So now let's look what are the primary difference between these two Turing machine with the help of example. Let's take, you give a input BAA over the tape in both Turing machine. What will happen if we give BAA to this Turing machine and there are blanks? Tape is open from right side, so it is infinite tape having blanks infinitely after input. By giving BA, we get B, move to right, we get A, move to right, we get A, move to right, we get blank, move to right and reach to Q3. By this reading this blank, we will reach to Q3. And at Q3 there is no transition for this blank. There is only transition at Q2 for this blank, and there is no transition at Q3 for this blank. So here Turing machine will stop at the state, it will stop at Q3, and Q3 is final state, so input will be will be accepted. Similarly here, if we give BAA to this Turing machine, by giving B we are reaching Q0, by giving A we are reaching Q1, by giving A we are reaching Q2, and by reading this blank we are reaching to Q3, and at Q3 there is no transition for this blank. So at the end, Turing machine TM will stop at Q3, and Q3 is the final state, so input will accepted here, and Turing machine stops at Q3 here and at Q3 here. Now look at another example. Let's say we give an example. BA over this Turing machine and BA over this Turing machine. Tape is infinitely open. If we give B here, we reach to Q0, and by giving A we reach to Q1, and at Q1 there is no transition for this blank. There is no transition for this blank. So we remains at the state Q1, and Q1 is a non-final state, so input will be rejected. So here TM will stop at Q1 and input will be rejected. Similarly here, if we give BA to this Turing machine, so by reading B we are reaching to Q0, and by reading A we are reaching to Q1, and there is no transition for blank at Q1, so we stop at Q1, and Q1 is a non-final state, so it will rejected at state Q1. So TM will stop at Q1 and input will be rejected here. Till now both look similar. Let's take another example, and that is very important. Suppose input is B only and tape is followed by blanks here. So what will happen if we give B as a input to this Turing machine and followed by blanks here? By giving B, we are reaching to Q0, and at Q0 we read blank. By reading blank we are reaching to Q0, and here move to right, we reach to this blank, we read blank and move to right and reach to Q0, we reach to this blank, again we read a blank and we reach to Q0, then we move to right, here again a blank, we read blank and move to right, again there is a blank, we are at Q0, read blank, and if you look carefully it will move on, and in this case TM will never stop. Why it will never stop? Because tape is filled with the blank and it is infinite tape. Tape is infinite in the case of Turing machine, and it will remains at Q0, and it check blank and move to right, it check blank and move to right, and it goes on, and it will never stop. Here in this case, if we read a blank we reach to Q, if we read a B we reach to Q0 and move to right, and by moving to right, here input is here is a blank at the input tape, and there is no transition for blank at Q0, and so TM will stop. As there is no transition for blank here, TM will stop and input will rejected. So by looking these example, it is sure that in a Turing machine input will be either accept and Turing machine will stop, either input will be rejected and Turing machine will stop, or there may be a case where Turing machine will never stop. There is a loop, and loop is possible. There is an infinite loop that will never stop, and it is possible in the case of Turing machine, because input tape is infinite, and by reading input from the tape, and Turing machine goes on, and it never stops. And there are several problems in which we move on infinitely, and we did not reach to a conclusion, we did not reach to a solution. So in Turing machine there may be a case where we stuck in a loop and it does not halt. Halt means stop. Here it means halt means stop. So if input accept here, it will halt and accept it at the final state. It will halt and accept at the final state. In this case, it will stop at non-final state. Stop means halt here. It will halt at a non-final state and input is rejected. It halt at a non-final state and input is rejected. And there is a case where it is not halting. It is not going to halt anywhere. It is not going to halt. It is reading blank and move to right, reading blank, move to right, and it goes on. It is non-halting. Here it halts at a non-final state. Halt means stop at a non-final state and reject the input. So in Turing machine there may be two cases. There may be three cases. Either input will be accepted and Turing machine stops. Either input will be rejected and Turing machine stops, or it never stops, never halts. It means it remains in a infinite loop. It remains in a infinite loop. So on reading an input, there may be three cases. It depends on the Turing machine. Now look at the definitions of recursive and recursive enumerable languages. A language is recursive enumerable language over some input symbols that if there is a Turing machine that accepts the every input belong to language. If W belong to language, then TM will accept and halt. And it does not say anything about if W does not belong to language. It means that if W does not belong to L, then TM may reject and halt, or TM never halts. So there can be an infinite loop, or it may be rejected. We are not sure about this case. We are sure about only this case. So if for a language we can design a Turing machine that accept every input, and we don't know about the input does not belong to language, then the language is recursive enumerable. Now look at the definition of recursive language. A language L is recursive if there is a Turing machine that accepts every input belong to L and does not accept, it means reject every input that does not belong to language. So it is sure that if W belong to L, TM will accept and halt, and if W does not belong to L, then TM will reject and halt. It will stop always. So recursive language can be said that TM will always halt or it can be say TM will halt at every input, whether it belong to language it will accept and halt, if does not belong to language it will reject and halt. But in this case we are not sure whether it will halt or it will not halt. It may accept and halt, it may reject and halt, it may never halt. So the in previous two Turing machine the language of TM2 is recursive and the language of TM1 is recursive enumerable. So there can be two type of languages for the Turing machine. And the recursive enumerable language for the TM, if we give a sub W, we know about only yes, there it will halt if W belong to L. It know about the only the input those belong to language and for which it accept. And in this case if there is a TM and we give a W, it will either halt, accept or it will reject. It will always give answer in the yes or no, accept then halt and reject and halt. But we are not sure about here we are sure about only the acceptance, not sure about the rejectance. So this is known as TM acceptable languages. It is also known as TM recognizable languages, and it is known as TM decidable languages. Here for a problem TM always decide whether it will halt, it will halt, accept and halt or reject and halt. For a problem it will always give a solution in yes and no, and here for a problem it gives solution in yes or it will never give a solution. So these are the recursive and recursive enumerable languages. Thanks for attending the lecture. Thank you.